And welcome to MGP559. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna, and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 Ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
As I was doing that intro, because I've written 559 on Discord, I couldn't remember what those numbers add up to in language. And I thought I was going to get stuck partway through. I think I said 559 in the end, but anything could have come out of my mouth there
Just
because
gonna
I
shout
couldn't.
episode 19.
Yeah, I couldn't number for a minute there. I don't know what was going on in my head. It may well have been trying to add them all together. Yeah, 90. It's 90. Good maths, Sheepdog.
You
That's
know me.
good. Well done. That's what you were doing last week when you weren't here, studying your maths. Excellent. Why weren't you here last week? You skiving. Oh, we banned you. That's right.
I planned not to bother listening. I was like, nah, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen back and hear what they say. And then today I was like, oh, I'm going to have a sneaky listen and see what they said. Good intro. Very, very good.
Serving a suspension. I hope you've learnt your lesson. We are
I had
letting
a
you back on a
ridiculous-
probationary basis.
My week last week, I had to take my son to Grantham, which is like an hour each way, and then I had to take my other son to Birmingham, which was like 2.5 hours each way, and then I had to take my daughter to Manchester, which was like 3 hours each way, and it was just progressively more tiring and long and ridiculous. And
Sounds
and
like you
then
need
Sunday,
to get
Mrs. Sheepdog went out.
a
and I
family
had to
rail
spend-
card and just get the kids on the train on their own.
I
That'll
should
be
have.
fine.
Sunday, then Mrs. Sheepdog went out, so I had to spend the whole day doing everything.
God, have you spent a
and
week parenting?
Stayed up till like 2:30 waiting for her to get home. So yeah, I've had a very tiring week, but yeah, that's why I wasn't, because I got back late up from Birmingham.
Sheepdog's had to be a real adult for a week. This is terrifying.
Hard times. The journeys were so long, but they were all right. You know, just I've had this. Do you know, I listened to Anna talking about how she sleeps all the time last week, and I have a similar issue where for about a month and a half now, I have just been sleeping all the time, and I'm not great, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I was like, mood Anna, I'm with you on that. It's horrid. I don't have anyone burst in to wake me up like you do with Kev. My
I
children
don't
do.
burst in. I'm lovely about waking her up. I'm a good boy. I woke her up very gently for the podcast. Gave her a little shake, the old female. Nice little
Exactly.
gentle wake up.
Yelled at me. No, I don't.
That's how you like to be woken. You said I'm going to go and have a nap for an hour. Wake me up for the podcast.
I did not. I said I'm going to lay down.
Yeah, but
That's
that means
it.
nap.
Just leave me
That
alone.
definitely means sleep. I think the moral of this tale is all three of us have been within 10 miles of Pab's house in the last week, and he hasn't come to hang out with any of us.
Yeah, I was going to raise that.
Explicitly asked.
I didn't ask Pab, but I had a good reason that I didn't ask Pab. I was I didn't know what I was doing or whether I was definitely doing it at first, and then I was going to meet up with. So it was really bizarre because my daughter and her friend were visiting her friend's boyfriend, and just they told me where I was driving to, and I was like, that's across the road from my friend's house. It was really bizarre. So I dropped them off there, but then the plan was going to be we were going to hang out, and then they had COVID, so I couldn't. So I just ended up going to see Planet of the Apes, which was pretty good. Enjoyed that. But otherwise, I would have tapped Pab up and said, let's go do something if he'd wanted to. He wouldn't have wanted to. He'd have said no.
We specifically invited Pab to an event that he would have enjoyed, and he was like, nah, just a straight no. No, not interested. Don't like you. Not interested. Very upset, Pab. You could have come and played Lego with us for 2 hours.
Could have done.
Didn't though, did you? And your excuse was the Trafford Centre would be really busy on a Friday evening.
Friday night
I'll have you know, the car park was deserted. We parked against the side of the building. It was probably a 9-second walk from our parking space to the Legoland Discovery Centre. And there was no one about anywhere. And yeah, it was the quietest I've ever seen that building. So I think you need to adjust your expectations of what the Trafford Centre is like on a Friday evening. It turns out there's nobody there.
I think the last time I was there was with you, so.
I mean, that was
I was going to say, you're thinking about like the 80s, pre-Amazon or something.
For
the
a
high
long
street's
time.
dying, Pab.
Yeah, we could have had a lovely time. Me and Anna went to a very, very pink restaurant, didn't we, Anna?
We did.
Was
It
everything
was
undercooked?
super pink. No, it was all pink. It
That
was
usually
all.
means it's undercooked.
They didn't have normal pop. They only had their own brand cola and orange pop, and then they had fizzy Vimto and Iron Brew. I mean, we were properly in the north. They were the only beverage options.
But they
Wow.
had pink lemonade, didn't they?
Oh, of course they did, and pink lemonade as well. But again, homemade. They didn't have any normal pops. So I got something that was described on the menu as good soda, which turns out it was their own brand of orangeade. But yeah, it was no brand names apart from got to have the Vimto on the menu and slam some Iron Brew as well in case the Scots turn up. It's absolute madness. It was very pleasant, but it was entirely pink inside. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called.
Archie's.
Archie's. There you go. I don't know if it's a chain or if it's just a guy called Archie who really likes pink and hates the Coca-Cola Corporation.
If
And
they
he's
went
opened
for
himself
everything
up a
pink,
little
but then
restaurant.
allowed Iron Brew and Vimto, who are famously orange and purple, why didn't they just famously allow other drinks in then?
Don't know. Even their mayonnaise was pink.
You.
And you could get a massive cup of it.
Yeah.
It for £4. Weird.
Yeah, you could get
Did
a
you get on
normal
a
sized
cup of
portion or
mayo?
basically a massive jar to bring home. We didn't get the
And-
massive jar of pink mayonnaise though.
And their drink cups aren't very good neither.
Oh, this is a scathing review from Anna. They did do nice chicken wings though.
Yeah, but
Hello?
the cups were awful. That drinky bit, the thing wouldn't stay
Anna,
down.
Anna cannot cope with the modern style, Starbucks style sipping out of the cold drink
Yeah, but
rather than putting
even
a straw
you
in.
said that was a design flaw because they didn't stay
Well,
down.
they had loose flaps. You know how I feel about loose flaps. But other than that,
Sink ships.
yeah, exactly. The lack of a straw doesn't bother me. I'd rather have. I mean, this is top tier podcasting. We should pull this out as a TikTok. I am very much in favour of a sippy hole rather than a cardboard straw. So if I can't have a proper straw, I'll take a sippy hole, please. But yeah, these sippy
No,
holes
thank
weren't
you.
designed properly. Although I have got a metal straw now that came in one of my wrestling loot boxes. So I've got a wrestling themed metallic straw, which is going to make me look super cool the next time we go anywhere. Anna.
You
When
won't
you
be having that at all. You'll hurt yourself.
When you go to drink your drink and you hit your front teeth with it, you regret. I did that on stream once. I went to take a sip of my drink and just stabbed metal nearly through my front teeth. They survived, thankfully, but it bloody hurt. And I've not used one since then. They're also a pain in the backside to clean.
I don't clean things. I've got a metal spork that lives in my man purse, and that just gets run under the tap occasionally. That's the most I would do to this straw if I ever used it. It would get a little run under the tap every now and again.
And every now and again, you'll get just a mouthful of fur when you use it.
I don't mind about. I'm bearing in mind I don't have sugary beverages, so there's nothing to cause the fur to generate. I think you have to have some kind of food in there to make fur. If I'm just
Milk,
having
probably.
fizzy chemicals, I wouldn't have milk. It would just be for my diet sodas, because I'm a cool guy who only drinks diet beverages. Don't drink your calories, Sheepdog. That's what they told me. Don't drink your calories.
No, I drink my my energy. That's my caffeine. That's probably why I sleep so much, because I'm just drinking caffeinated drinks all the time.
But while in Manchester, me and Anna did have a lovely time going to the Legoland Discovery Centre. It was jolly nice. They gave me a lovely present. They because we were there doing a sponsored post thing. It's our first piece of sponsored TikTok content. We did a little sponsored thing with them, and they gave me a massive train set, which I was very happy with. I had a big old. I've got a new train set smile on my face all evening. They know how to appeal to Kev. Just give him a big old train set. I've now got 2 different train sets in my Lego City. I bet you're jealous about that because you wish you had 2 train sets in your Lego City. Exactly. I'm the king of having train sets. You're welcome.
Can't you connect them up so that the trains?
I can make a really big train set and have the trains smash into each other. Have them both go in opposite directions. Go.
Can you not have them perfectly synchronized so that they just miss each other every time?
I mean, I may have got a sensor thing for it and downloaded a piece of software called Pybricks, which allows me to code my entire train network timetable using Python, and have it all perfectly synchronized and moving around the room. I figured that might have been a little bit too nerdy to bring up on the podcast, but you know, I'm coding for the first time since uni, so I'm a proper professional again. I'm glad I did that degree after all these years. That degree
wanna
is
see-
finally useful.
I want to see a video now of how many trains you can fit on that track running in perfect synchronicity so that none of them crash, but they all just go whizzing round. So people are never late. People, all the trains are on time. There's never any problems, but there's barely any free track because you've just crammed trains everywhere.
I might be able to make this a reality.
And then we'll take that to the government and we'll say, right, look, London Underground, let's go. Come on.
Apply this to reality. It doesn't allow for people to get on and off. There's no room for error. If someone's halfway through the door when it's supposed to leave, that's their fault.
Well,
There's
stair
no
lifts
margin for
work.
error
You
on
jump off
this.
them, didn't you? You just it slides up your bum.
But your
while you're-
proposal is people get on and off moving trains.
Yeah, just slow it down enough that they can hop off.
Might
You go on
just
rides
work.
at theme parks like that, don't you?
I mean, if it's that speed, I suspect it wouldn't be any faster than just walking to wherever you're going. But
Only in the stations. Just once it's through the station, or you can have like for disabled passengers, they could sit down and then you just slide them on a thing like it's a tray or something that you just slide them onto
put
the
them in a
back.
chute, slide them down a chute into the back of the train. I
We
think
could
that
all
would
just
work.
be going into the station, sitting down, being slid in as they're sliding us
What,
in.
like
can we push
a chairlift at a ski resort? You just stand there and the train approaches you from behind.
I mean, that would hurt, but if it just slid
Not
us
if it
in
was
like
going
a tube
slow enough, it would be fine.
and the other side slid out and all the passengers got off, that would work.
Well, this has immediately become a lot more complicated than my original plan of I can have 2 different trains running. Which
You
is
could
as
code
far
it
as I've
though.
got.
I saw your code when we were at uni. It was fine.
I'm a little bit rusty. I'm a little bit out of practice, but at least it's something vaguely computer related. Because as ever, boys and girls, I've not played much in the way of video games. I have played a little game called Football Manager. I don't know if you're all familiar with that, but with the Euros now having started, I'm doing Euro stuff for Football Manager, so that's exciting. We also got breaking Football Manager news this week. Football Manager, after all these years, actually has the Premier League license. Finally! All those little console herberts playing Football Manager has finally made a difference because they can't mod the game and they were all moaning about it. So I suspect what's happened is Sports Interactive have made enough money off of all the millions of new console players getting involved in the game that they've decided to get them a little gift and they've got them the Premier League license. So all 20 Premier League clubs will now have their kits, their badges, their faces, their real names. No more Manufka in Football Manager 2025. It's going to be very, very exciting. For those of us who play on PC and mod the game anyway, it makes absolutely no difference. But for the console lot, happy, happy days. Premier League license. Never thought we'd see the day.
I didn't realize how many old men anorak types I had on my Twitter until everybody went nuts about this update. I was just like, oh God, like I'm officially middle-aged. Everyone I know online is like, yay. It's called Manchester United instead of Manchester Reds or whatever. It's like
Man UFC it was, Manufka.
uh,
They
I
went
was
from
just-
being being sued by Manchester United to trying to get sued by the UFC. It wasn't the smartest thing to rename it to, but now it is no more. It will be Manchester United, which means I'll be able to safely manage Manchester United on the internet again and not get sued by them, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'll announce my beta save here and now, Manchester United. There you go, boys and girls. I'm having them because they're a mess and I'll fix them because I'm very, very special. But yeah, it's it's exciting stuff. And we're not all old. I'm a young, exciting man. I'm a professional TikToker these days. That means I'm young. So
there was definitely a demographic tweeting about it. There weren't many people that weren't just you, but in
don't
various
make me
different
get
shapes.
my analytics out and demonstrate the demographic. I do suspect a lot of my demographic skews in the direction it does because of people lying about their age when they set up their Google accounts. But I've got a few under 25s on there. I've got a few young'uns, a few little rascals, little young people who don't understand my jokes.
Yeah, but they're basically you, but a bit young. That's all it is. It was you from that era.
Look, this is the year that Football Manager becomes the #1 football game because the FIFA market splits in September. So we've got obviously EAFC, the second version of that, second iteration of EAFC, but also FIFA 2K25. So all the mums buying little Johnny his favourite game in September that he gets every year. They don't have a clue which one to buy. So that market splits. Football Manager, with its hot, tasty new Premier League license and presumably some kind of Premier League link up on advertising, suddenly becomes this big, recognizable name with its fancy new graphics and its fancy new user interface and all this fancy rebrand. It's got a new logo. It looks like a shiny new piece of awesome. Look, we've got the full Premier League. I mean, FIFA 2K, whatever it is, definitely won't have licenses. They don't have the licenses at all. I don't know what EA have still got. I don't know if Sports Interactive grabbing this one means EA lose part of it, or if they've just finally decided to share. But this could be the year where us Football Manager lot become the cool kids around here. This is the year that I become international superstar with my own energy drink. This time next year, I'll be wrestling at WrestleMania inside a foam version of my own brand of tea bags.
I think it's
Gonna be
more
great.
likely by FM26 you're like that Ingress nerd we saw in Nottingham that was whining about it being the cool game while everybody's playing something else.
By 2026, I'll just be a full-time Lego YouTuber. I've left Football Manager long behind.
You'll be like, oh, it's not cool anymore. It's for children now.
Yeah, don't play games, you nerds. That'll be my mantra. I'll get the ice cream cones back out again, but it will just be all games, not just PC games.
Hmm.
I haven't had an ice cream cone for years. We should get some ice cream cones, Anna. I fancy an ice cream.
I feel like you associated them with
No,
PC
thank you.
gaming. You started to play PC games more because you were like, oh, I like this. I like ice cream cones now.
I think it probably was a little bit of that, yes. And then we just
Mhm.
stopped buying them because I got a Steam Deck. And now play more PC games than anything else. I don't think I've turned a console on other than my Switch. I've not turned like a proper console on this year, probably. Which is mad. Absolutely mad. Yeah, that was my gaming week, boys and girls.
I realized I could have. I hadn't. Basically, I hadn't got my console controller set up to my PC for whatever reason. Like I didn't think I had anyway, and I discovered at some point recently that literally all I needed to do to fix that was go under my table and press the button and resynchronize them. But I thought it was going to be more than that. So yeah, it took like 20 seconds to fix, and I was like, I should be playing like I've got many games on my PC that I haven't touched. For example, Cyberpunk I've still not played. Um, the Final Fantasy VII prequel I haven't played. And I was looking through what I hadn't finished from like when I was streaming, and Midnight Suns was there, the Marvel XCOM game that they did where you're recruiting Avengers and other heroes from that lot and fighting the different missions in the XCOM style. So I fired that up because I could use it on my controller, and yeah, it's been fun playing that on my PC again. I'm hoping that I'll get in a routine. My plan is to get into a routine playing that, finish that off, and then roll into playing all the other games on my PC that I should have been playing or should have played by now. And if the console controller ever desynchronizes, I now know it is a very simple thing to just go click, it's back on, rather than assuming. I'm pretty sure it just didn't work one day, and I went, well, I'm never going to touch that again. Yeah, so I mean, Midnight Suns, I think we've talked about it before plenty, but it's awesome. I recommend people go check it out if you haven't already played it. I think someone put it in my head recently as well. I think that was part of the reason I wanted to look for it, was that I seen someone tweet about them playing it through, and I thought, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was great. And I mean, it is really cool. It's got all the characters in it, and yeah, it's just like a fancy story. You can go and chat with people and build relationships with them, and just generally level stuff up and so on and so forth. And it's just got. I'm trying to sort of think of things that would be worth saying about it. They're in like a big. It's like they're all sharing a big mansion in the woods together, and all the different heroes have different abilities they bring to the place that mean you can sort of level stuff up and do stuff and whatever. It's a very cool game. I very much enjoyed it. Other than that, I mean, the only things I've really been playing is I was teaching my youngest to play Smash Bros, and he's been playing through the levels with me. We've been smashing that quite a bit. That's been quite a fun thing. Getting him into the Switch and showing him, we got Pokemon Snap, we got Smash Bros. To say, some of the Lego games, we're all playing them together. Means I've been playing a lot of like smaller children games with him, and or games more accessible for them, and that's been really cool and fun. So I'm thinking hopefully he'll be getting lots of games for like his birthdays and stuff, and then I can just steal them on the side. They'll have two kids to steal games from. And other than that, I mean, the only other I'm still obsessed with Spreaker game on. I play that hours a day. It is ridiculous. I'm determined. I just want to see 2 watermelons touch on it, and then I'll rest in peace knowing that I've done it. And the amount of times I have come close and failed, or lately twice I've been doing really well and one of the kids has knocked me and ruined my game, and I've ended up having to restart, and I've been absolutely heartbroken. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know why. I think it's because it's just low effort and I'm tired. But I've been playing that quite a bit. I also I was going to start God of War, and then I didn't. But I know that's a bit random to talk about. But I suddenly realized I was still paying for PlayStation Plus, so I cancelled that this week because I was just like I haven't touched that at all. I think I maybe got one game. I got my wife the Guardians of the Galaxy game on there when I got my PlayStation, and since then I think I've paid for 3-month long subscriptions every time. So me getting her that game has cost me a fortune. I've not used it at all otherwise, which is ridiculous. But we had all the game events this week, and I wanted to ask if you'd seen anything in them that you thought was worth playing, because
Well, Pab's prepared me a list. That's what he promised to do. He would come
Oh.
back this week with a list of things for me.
Oh, did
Excellent. We can segue into that then,
Did
Pabby,
I?
your list. But I was a little bit like, oh, God. These events always make me feel a little bit awkward because it's hard for me to get into the excitement that everybody else is showing on social media if I'm not really, the games I want aren't there or don't exist or whatever. But yeah, again, I looked through it and was like, I don't know. I just wondered if there's anything that you'd seen that might make me change my mind. I don't know.
Me?
Well,
Waiting
any
for
of
your
you.
list,
Yeah.
Pab. Anna, you watched some of this stuff as well, didn't you?
I have zero recollection of what I watched.
Yeah, but
I
Pab
watched it.
will prompt you, and you'll then remember.
I definitely remember saying that I would definitely make you a list, and definitely did that. And it's right in front of me right here. Definitely, surely is.
Good. I'm happy that you followed through on your promise.
There
didn't break
is
my heart.
one game that is coming to mind for Kev, which I'm hoping he already knows about, and I'm surprised if he doesn't know about it. Metaphor Refantasio.
Never heard of it.
How?
I've literally paid no attention to any of this.
You don't
I
know
wasn't
this
even
game?
aware it was happening.
So this
What
is
then?
this is the next game from the Persona people,
Is it, by golly?
and it looks very much Persona-esque.
Well, I'm interested then.
But you aren't a bunch of kids.
What's the point then?
You might be kids. It didn't seem like they were kids, but then again, I don't think you're in high school. I think it's more medieval.
Medieval?
It looks that way, and they have that. Then again,
Oh,
there was
it's
mech.
got
There was
social
mech stuff in
simulation
it.
elements. That's fine. I'm reading about it now. Takes
Yeah.
place in the United Kingdom of Uchronia, a medieval fantasy realm that acts as a mirror to the modern real world. So it's like half and half, I guess, with
Yeah.
social stuff. And okay. Yeah, I've not paid any attention to any of these events that were going on, so I wasn't aware that anything like this had been announced. I guess this is what Anna didn't notice because she didn't tell me about it. But yeah, I am intrigued by this. When's this out? October, does that say? October the
It's around
11th.
that.
See, that'll be just when the Football Manager beta is out. So there's not a chance I play this year. They really do need to cater to me a little bit better. Bring it out now. If they brought that out now, I would have it finished before the end of the summer comfortably. But if they're bringing it out in October, I'm not touching it until February. I'll play this when me and Anna go on our cruise in April. I mean, and I'm looking at it. It's not even going to be out on anything handheld. So
That's coming to Steam, isn't it?
they've messed up here. They need to sort out their release dates. Someone get them on the phone. Sheepdog, send them an email.
I'll do my best.
Get them to move the release date forward. I want it for my birthday in July. That'd be ideal.
You could.
I don't even need the full game. If they just give me the first half in July.
You could spend November living out your aviation career dreams in Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 and become an ambulance pilot.
I do own a flight stick.
You've never opened that.
I've opened it. I've just never used it.
Yeah, the new one is supposed to be, well, it gives you a job. You can get jobs in it, and you can become like multiple jobs that require a plane.
It's so close to them adding in like a crazy taxi mode where you've just got to like fly around the world, just taking patients to their hospital appointments without, running out of time or whatever.
The only problem is I can't land, so I'd be all right getting them there. But
Parachutes exist.
my landing method is usually aim for a bridge and just kind of smash into the side of the bridge.
Yeah.
That's usually how I stop a plane. I don't even know where my flying cap is. I'd have to find my flying cap.
Oh
Very
no, it's
helpful.
that Turtles game they did. The Revenge, was it Shredder's Revenge? Was it called? There's a Power Rangers sort of equivalent, retro themed side-scrolling brawler game called Rita's Rewind, which I hadn't seen that. I'll have a crack on that.
Yep. There's that as well. The new Star Wars game looks pretty good.
Yes, it
Star
does.
Wars Outlaws.
Yep.
You've made me pre-order that already, haven't you?
Already pre-ordered before it was shown.
Because I'm a Star Wars guy now, as you know.
It's not for you, it's for me.
Yeah, that's right. Anna. Tell him. For Kev though,
Football manager.
Lego Horizon.
Oh, balls to that.
I
I have seen the trailer for that. I don't understand why that exists.
No, I'm not
We've talked about
sure.
this on stream because what's that about? Was this just part of the deal to let them make the tall neck in Lego? Because there's not been, if they were going to do like a Sony game, you'd do Uncharted or something like that. Surely you wouldn't do Horizon, would you? Is Horizon really their biggest IP these days?
I just think they've got buildable robot dinosaurs. I think that's
which
probably
I
as
would
much as it.
definitely want.
I think I would as well. If
It just seems very strange.
they start
They bring out a
bringing out
Thunderjaw.
Thunderjaws, yeah.
Or even the Stalkers. They're cute. So that'll be fun if they bring out a bunch of them. I'll definitely be there on release day with Kevin, buying all them up because they are fun looking in the game.
Yeah, there's that one. What was there on Xbox, which I thought
There was lots of good things on Xbox. I just don't remember any of them because I was half asleep.
There was
but there's another Gears of War.
yes, new Gears of War.
Didn't you say there was a Dragon Age coming?
Yes, there's a Dragon Age coming finally
Veilguard.
after 10 years.
See, Dragon Age Origins is probably in my top 5 games ever. I loved that. So I'll be all over a Dragon Age.
Civilization 7 next year, Kev.
Interesting.
Yes, that's a new one.
A bit of Civilization. They're finally making some Kev games. We're looping back around. I like it.
We're finally getting some single player games instead of these stupid multiplayer games. Who wants a multiplayer game? Not me. I have no interest in a multiplayer game. When they say that, I'm just like, I just turn off. Even if I like the look of it, I'm just like, no, thank you. I don't want to play with people.
Well, people are rubbish.
It's not that. I like to play it on my own time, do my own thing. Like Helldivers, I would love if that was a single player. I could just go off, have a squad behind me like AI, and just go off and do my thing. Because like they have it in Wildlands. I forget the Tom Clancy something or other. But you have you're you, and then you have like 3 AIs with you that follow you and can act independently. I don't want to play with people because
they're rubbish.
It's people. But yeah, like I do remember there was a lot of good things. I don't remember any of the names, but I was watching it thinking, oh, Xbox finally has some games, so good on them.
There is. Yeah.
Don't remember many of them.
Hold the mother bleeping phone. The Wolf Among Us 2?
That's not new. That's been.
How do I not know about that?
Nothing has been shown about that in a while.
Oh, it's on this list of games that were announced. Maybe it was on one that you didn't watch.
It might have been on maybe the PC game one. I didn't see the PC one.
I see, because I'm a big PC guy. I would have. I'm more into that. I
I've not heard
associate
anything
it
about
with
that.
ice cream for some reason. This makes me feel good.
Assassin's Creed. There's no Assassin's Creed.
Hopefully, it's better
Assassin's Creed
than
Shadows.
Mirage or whatever it was called.
It seems like it's. I think they said that the size of the map is roughly the same size as Origins map, but it's a much bigger.
Okay.
It's gone
and
back to.
There's two protagonists, isn't
Yes,
there?
there is.
So a man and a woman. So that would be
Samurai
fun.
and a shinobi.
Yeah.
Yes. So one's just smashing through walls, and one's sneaking around. Sneaky. Yeah, she looks promising.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of any other things that seemed. Like I say, there's so many of them that, I've seen practically all of them, and they all feel like they're all merging together.
And because you made such a long list, it's hard to pick stuff out of the list that you definitely wrote down.
Well, I was using like the dictate function on my phone, and it's just a load of garbled mess. It wasn't listening properly.
I hate it
It's your accent, Pab.
When I make a special effort to make a detailed list, I hate it when it all goes wrong, out of my control, and I don't have a way to correct it.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly genuinely can't think of anything else that's.
There's more content coming out for the Division 2.
What?
Something like the Thief's End or something. So
the championship these days, Anna, not Division 2. Goodness me, it's been the championship for years.
I saw that, but I cannot.
Was,
just watch it. Just someone like if you want to know.
Right there.
Xbox,
the Ubisoft one,
had a good
Xbox one.
Yeah, had a good run. Go and watch it. There's some things in there that you might like. I liked. So when they said Dragon Age, I was like, yes, put that in my console.
So does this mean Xbox is not finished after all then? Or are these games all going to be multi-platform?
Of course it's not
Xbox
finished.
Games? I thought they were just letting Game Pass go on PlayStation and Nintendo, or have I fallen into the trap of just looking at headlines?
They ain't spending 70 billion on Activision just to give up. So
no,
they've kind of doubled down now.
But they're just a service like Steam now, aren't they?
They said that Blops and Doom were going to go on.
Oh yeah, Doom's coming out as well,
didn't they?
Yeah.
They were just like, Doom's too big to keep on one platform. It's kind of famous for being on everything.
Which is fair play. They want the money.
There's a new Doom coming, which is like more. Is it more medieval?
The Dark Ages.
Yeah. So that was weird. And I was like, okay, this is different, but
I feel like if I was in charge of deciding how all of that was going to work for them in terms of letting games be on other platforms, I would probably do something sneaky, like say, yeah, of course you're going to get Black Ops and you're going to get Doom and you're going to get whatever else, and then I would just kind of make it run better on Xbox and be like, oh, you know how it all is, code, and and then everyone playing on their PlayStations would be like, I'm playing on the inferior version of it, and it would just slowly eat them all alive, and then people would just slowly move over, wouldn't they? You wouldn't have to say a word.
I would never give up my PlayStation for Xbox because
some people
of the
would.
Xbox, because of the PlayStation exclusives. There is some. Even though they've not shown anything,
all
like
three of them.
the last state of play was not great, but that's just
the kind of people that are playing, they want to play like Call of Duty all the time. They wouldn't like the idea of playing the inferior version, would they? I'm not, saying they're right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying, knowing that it was better on Xbox, you'd be like, if they do that with Doom, with whatever else they can.
They do that already. They're like, oh, this plays better on the Xbox Series X, and the S will have lower resolution.
Oh yeah, they do it between their own ones, but I'm saying that I think out of the two, I don't know for sure, but from what I understand, I think the PS5 is supposed to be more powerful, but they always talk about the Xbox being the most powerful console ever.
The Xbox is the most powerful.
Right, okay. So, yeah, I would just be saying, yeah, it runs better on this, sorry. Not make a big deal out of it, and then just watch everybody go, I can't do it. I can't endure it. Because I think people, if they don't do it immediately over time, they'd be like, why wouldn't I just get it on that? Bring it out a day earlier or something little like that and go, I've got to have some benefits. It's our platform. And people will just slowly start making new decisions.
Okay, I have some games for you.
Does
I'm
My Life
deciphering my
Farm
list.
Bet appear on your list, Pab? It comes out tomorrow.
No. There is a new Life is Strange
Yes,
Interesting.
there is.
with the character from the first game, Max, was it?
Yes. That's the
There
name.
is a new trailer for Fable,
Yes, Fable.
which had Super Hands in it from the Peep Show.
Nice.
There was a where is it now? There it is, a new Perfect Dark trailer, which nobody was expecting. So I haven't seen a video for this Sheepdog, My Life Farm Vet. No, I've not heard of that one.
It just looks terrible. Cute little
Nope,
piggy, though.
Yeah, little pig there. There was a trailer for a game which I like the look of, which was called Mixtape, was it? I think, and it was from the people who made The Artful Escape from a few years ago. That looked cool. There's a new game called Wonder Stop, which is from the Stanley Parable guy. So I'll be interested to see how that is, because that one, it feels like it's a big like bait and switch on what the actual game is. So that one seemed interesting.
There's a new vault in Fallout 76. So
Yeah, there is. There's a whole new like map expansion for a Fallout game, which has never happened apparently.
Did they say anything? They said something about Starfield. I forget.
There's a DLC coming for Starfield. Yeah, there's a whole DLC called Shattered Space for Starfield, and then they had a new set of bounties or something like that, or a new side quest storyline available now for Starfield. It seemed alright for what it was. I'm trying to think of anything else now. There was a trailer for. There was multiple things for the new Monster Hunter game. I saw it at at Xbox. I think that was at Xbox, and that was at the Summer Game Showcase. There's a good few of them. Like Sheepdog said, the Power Rangers game.
I didn't see any Forza.
No, I mean the Forza
Fives are now.
Forza people just came. Forza people came out last year. Did it? Was it last year the newest one came out? I think it did.
No idea. I don't
Yeah,
really
and then
follow
the Forza Horizon team is the one that's working on Fable.
Ah, okay. Keep working on Fable then. I don't mind that.
Yeah,
I
pretty
do
much.
like a Fable game.
Pretty much. Yeah, and like I say, I didn't. It was like similar to last year's trailer for Fable, where they had Richard Ayoade doing the like a bit to camera sort of thing, talking with a little tiny snippet. There was a bit more gameplay from what I saw in this one, but like I say, it had Super Hands from Peep Show in it instead. So it's just more fascinated by that. And yeah, I can't think of anything else now that's coming to mind. I think
They have very cleverly brought a Sonic game out 5 days before my son's birthday, so I could just get him that and then
Yeah,
steal
Oh,
it.
fine. So they do stuff for him, but they do the dates stupid for me. This is
This is
favoritism.
October as
I
well, to
hate
be
it.
fair.
Yeah, they're putting all the games out in October. That's the problem, Kev.
Idiot.
It's a game called Empire of the Ants. God, there's some
Stuff is
Gamer like they've listed all the games that I'm like,
Game.
who would want this? Yeah, after reading the lists, I went to see what Game had listed as upcoming games.
Well,
and
I mean,
their
imagine
number
it
one was that vet
much.
game that I sent you the picture of.
I can't imagine a lot. We're also in June. Remember, the June's normally like we're in the barren summer.
Again, yeah.
This is how it goes. The games won't kick up again now until probably August. And I think I did see a few August release dates.
Yeah, the Outlaws game is August.
Is it out in August?
Yeah, so
Right.
I can't remember the date, but yeah, it's August. So
August and September, I think, are going to be quite big. Yeah, they're going to pick up Gastrobots at the start of September.
Yeah.
This
Um,
Ant game, ironically, that's coming out in November, and it's about leading an empire of ants, immersing yourself in the world of ants, ensure the prosperity of the colony through tactical and strategic battles in a macroscopic world of immense proportions. I'm like, lead an empire of ants to glory. I need to see what type of game it is now. If I'm building an ant empire like Age of Empires style, then I'm in. If it's first ant style, then
no. No, not for
you not
me.
on that one there, Pep?
No. I mean, you're looking on the game website. Probably like about November. You said that's out.
Mm.
It might not even be around in November.
Yeah, that's
The
a
way
good
things are
point. Jeez, I
going.
won't pre-order it. Bless them. It's a third-person game, apparently.
Oh well, there you go. There you go.
It does have RTS fundamentals. Actually, their description's terrible. I'm not going to go on Game for Information because that's just told me two different game styles and approaches. You carry on, Pab. Sorry.
I'm trying to recall anything else. There was a game that was likened to. I think it's called. Is it Marvel Rivals, which is basically Overwatch but with Marvel characters, which seemed alright. I think they showed that in the
Oh, Funko Fusion was that?
Funko
am I think-
Fusion. I've heard of that. I don't know what it is though. I didn't see that this weekend. That is a game though that is coming out, and I don't know what it is. It's got a lot of licensed Funkos. I just don't know what kind of game it is. Could even be a mobile game for all I know. I don't think it is, but done that before, haven't they? Yeah. I think it was relatively positive from this weekend's like game festivities. I'd say so. Relatively positive out of it. I don't know about you, Anna. I think so. I think it was good.
I watched most of it. I fell halfway through it because I like to sleep. But yeah, I was fine. I was like happy for the Dragon Age because I've waited years since whatever the other one was called before.
Inquisition?
Yes, I played that till it's I finished that game, and that took a long time. And then at the ending came, and I was like, I knew it was gonna like this, and now I've got to wait for the next game, and now it's been 10 years, and I'm still waiting for the outcome of the twist at the end. So hopefully that will be resolved. The Lego Horizon game, I'll probably have a go on it, and if they bring out Lego for it, I will buy it because I love the tall neck. It looks fantastic, and like you said, if they bring out a Thunderjaw or a Stalker, I'm there. I'm gonna buy them, and I'm gonna have very much fun building them because they've got to. They can't bring out that game and not bring out any Lego game.
Well, I imagine it's all tied in.
Yeah,
all
that
part
just
of one big
seems
deal, I imagine.
mental if they don't.
You'd like to think so.
Yeah, because I want it. So yeah, Xbox isn't dead yet. There was a time when I was thinking, Xbox, what you doing? Yes, you got your Halo, but your Halo fans are growing up and they want better, and you're not bringing better. And it's like, and then you got your Forzas, which are fine, but they're fine for a couple of afternoons, and then it's just the same. So, yay! And we've got some Gears of War.
Indiana Jones. That's coming. That's coming in.
Yes.
At some point this year. I think it's at the end of the year. I think it's late this year, but yeah, that is coming. That'll be good.
Is that Assassin's Creed out and everything, isn't it?
Yes.
Because I just like to have all my Assassin's Creed on the PlayStation, just because.
Yep.
That's where I have my library of them, so that's fine. But yeah, all good. I wish it was E3, but what can you do? The industry changed because of COVID and whatnot, so we can't have that. But we will take what we're given. So yeah, I've played absolutely zero this week because Kevin
Really?
came
My
in.
name.
Kevin, it's Kevin's fault, came into the room
Kevin.
and told me something, and then I was like, I don't have time to play any games this week. So, what I did was I played half an hour of a game. I took Pab's advice, and I
Yeah.
bought Alan Wake 2. You told me
Okay.
to. You
Did
told
I?
me to. Yes, you told me to.
When?
I don't know, a couple
When
of
it
months
came out?
ago. Maybe, but you said, well, no, because you didn't
The
buy
correct
it
way
when
to
it
phrase
came
this, Anna,
out.
is to tell him you've got a bone to pick with him.
I don't have a bone to pick with him. He didn't want to get it when it came out. He got it. It was playing it and told me I should get it, so he did.
I mean,
It was on.
yeah, you can.
It was
Yeah.
on PlayStation. Day of plays or play of days or whatever it's on.
Yeah.
So I got it for a discounted price, which, yay. And I played half an hour of it. I was going to play more of it because the start of it is basically my job that I could do from my from my degree. You've got a
Okay.
dead body, you've got evidence, and you've got to find out what happened. So I did all that. I found the body, obviously. Like, this is literally half an hour of the game. I found a body. I did all the evidence thing. I found a locked box that had like symbols on it, and I went into the house that was there, and I figured out all the symbols with the washing your hands and the fridge and whatnot. So I
Did your
figured all
degree
that
spend
out.
a lot of time on this mystery solving side of it with the
Yes, it did.
symbols? Does that happen often in crimes?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Because I did I did investigative studies, so I did all of the physical side of it. So I was like, well, this lock has symbols on it. That house has got symbols in it. There's a note on top of it. Let's decipher that. So I did that. It's just what I do. That's what I wanted to. And then obviously there's a body, and there's a tripod that's been knocked over, and there's a cooler box of beer, so that they were waiting for this to happen. So it is all what I know, but literally that's all I did. The next thing she said was, let's go to the lake, and then Kevin came in with his stupid mouth and said things to me, and I had to turn it off. So
yeah. It's good timing, Anna, to be fair, because there was DLC announced for Alan Wake 2 this week.
well, there you go.
There you go, and it's a free chapter DLC where you play as there's like, I think it's called Night Springs, and it's like
you go
more,
into a TV show of some
more
sort.
like a what if kind of situation, and you play as 3 different people, and one of them is the waitress from the diner, one of them is the guy from Quantum Break, and one of them is Jesse Faden from Control. So,
Oh, okay, that's different.
so I was like, oh damn it! Now I've got to finish Alan Wake. I very nearly have played Alan Wake this week. I have very nearly started it back up again and carried on.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like her mind palace. You can just go into
Yes.
like her mind, and she's got like this wooden hut, and on the wall there's like all the evidence, and when you collect like areas, she'll take like photos already, and then you put them on the wall to see where they, or like sometimes this like photo won't connect with who are the killers, and that you have to wait for that photo to become relevant in your investigation. You got this like whole wall, and you got the red string and all that good stuff, so that's fun. And then you've got profiling. Never did anything about profiling, but yeah,
It's not that bad, to be fair, but yeah,
no,
it's all right. It's not too bad doing it.
but like I read things, and it's like, oh, there's lots of jump scares, and like the only jump scare I had was a deer jumped out, and I went, oh, hello, deer. Like, it wasn't a jump scare. Like, I didn't jump at it. I think I'm just desensitized to jump scares. But yeah, I literally found like
You jumped 10 times a day. You jumped because I was standing on the landing earlier.
Because, Kevin, I thought you were in your room. I thought you were in the office. So
I say you're desensitized to jump scares.
No, to the jumps in games. They don't frighten me like they used to. But you were supposed to be in your office. I didn't expect to come out the kitchen and then you just standing there, this big black mess, because all I saw was your t-shirt because you were like holding bags, and I just saw a big black mound outside the door, and I screamed because you were supposed to be in your office. So
I'm glad Kev called you out because
yeah,
I was literally holding my breath so I didn't just shout "boo" down the
that's
microphone.
not very nice, is
Well, I
it?
kept thinking of the listener, and luckily Kev spoke, so I was able to just let it pass.
But yeah, there says there's loads of jump scares in it, so if there is, I'll let you know.
There is, but I mean, it's. I feel like sometimes you'll become desensitized to them, and sometimes they're well telegraphed, so you can kind of sense when. Oh, okay. So you just got to be always preparing for one. If you always prepare for one, you're like going, okay, it's coming now, and then you never really.
It's called
get
anxiety,
to it.
Pab.
And then if you're playing it on easy as well, I found it
Oh yeah, I've
relatively
got it on
straightforward and
story
easy.
mode. Good
Yeah,
lord, I'm
yeah,
not playing
yeah.
it on anything else. But I did play one many moons ago with the lighthouse and the lights and your flashlight and having to
Oh, you'll get to that. You'll get to that.
daze them with your flashlight and then shoot them in the head. Yeah, I remember all that. It was panic inducing back in the day. I remember there was like the woods and I had to collect pages, I think, at some point. Yeah, it's very,
You'll get
very
to that
bizarre.
stuff. That stuff will you'll come a point where you go play as Alan,
Mr.
and
Allen.
soon in you'll get to a point which is the best part of the game by far, and then you'll know it. You'll know when you get there.
Well, I can play it.
I just hope you get there. I just hope you get there.
I can play it next week.
There you go.
So we'll get to next week, and I'll be like, oh, but I've played another hour, or two, but that's it because Kevin said bad words to me, and I had to go and do something.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Being very vague.
We're just busy. We've got stuff that we've got to do. We're busy. There were no bad words.
There were bad words because it means I had to move. I don't like
the bad
moving.
words all came out of Anna's mouth.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, he said something, and then I said bad words to Kevin because I don't like doing anything, and now I have to go and do things. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So because I didn't play Alan Wake 2 for another pressing reason, is because the DLC for Elden Ring comes out in about 2 weeks.
Have you gone back to that awful, not awful game?
I've got to go back. If I want any chance of playing Elden Ring DLC, I've got to go back to that because I very foolishly
didn't finish it.
No, I finished it and rolled over to New Game Plus. Not the wisest choice because I need to be at a certain point in the game to
open it
to get to that DLC, and it's quite deep into the game.
Oh gosh.
No, let's be honest. I am level 300 in that game.
What the actual doodah?
So
being a fan's one.
I mean, it takes me. I think it takes me 850,000 souls, whatever it is, to level up now.
That's a bit excessive.
Yes, I've got. I think it's that.
Can you bank souls? Like I don't
No.
play these.
No.
So you have to carry that many souls.
Well, I've currently got 510,000 or something like that worth of souls on me.
Jeepers.
And if I die, I've got to go and get them back because that's a lot to lose. I'm not gonna lie. There's nowhere to put it either.
You'd think they'd have like a system where you could like.
No, that's the point of it. Is because it wants you. You're not supposed to be the level I am. That's the problem. I cheated on the game and cheesed it enough to the point where I just over level myself. It turns out New Game Plus isn't just a walk in the park like I thought it'd be. It's not.
Yeah, this game's famous for being a walk in the park, Pabby.
Well, it should be when you're level 300 and you're probably 100 levels higher than you probably should be.
Is it where you keep like all your levels and all your weapons, kind of the kind of New Game Plus?
You have all your weapons, all your gear, all your items. Most of your items, I think, it has certain things we lost. I don't remember what.
Okay.
but you need a
What if it
lot.
was your memory, Pab?
No, it's not remember because it's coming back to me pretty quick. I
Usually
remember
our amnesia works, Pab.
I remember before like when I jumped into New Game Plus, I got to Margit. Was it the first boss in the game? I got rid of
Margit.
Margit is the first boss, and I beat him, and then that's where I stopped playing. So this last few days, I've been going back, and the next area is Raya Lucaria, which is the wizardry school.
Mhm.
So I've been
Is that where
very.
all the books are?
There are books. There are lots of wizards shooting spells at me.
Yep, I know what you mean. I watched someone were playing.
So yeah, I'm doing that, and I think I'm at the boss room for that one now. That's the thing there, because I've already played this game. I've got most of the items. You know what I mean? So I don't have to go searching for certain things at certain points. And because I'm kind of like kind of rushing it as well a little bit. I'm just trying to power my way through it to get to the end game kind of thing. Because I need to because I need to get to the DLC. I'm kind of just skipping a lot of stuff because I don't need to. Also, the map's all open to you. All of the maps open to me, so I know where everything is. I can see on the map where things are. I don't have fast travel points, so the points of grace aren't activated. So you've still got to activate the points of grace.
Ew.
But if you kind of roughly know your way around it, and that's the thing. It was all coming back to me, like where things were, what things. I was like, okay, I know that this is a gate that I'm gonna have to open to speedrun back if I die, and I know certain things where certain people are hidden now. It did come back to me, like I went up a tiny staircase. And I was like, okay, if I go round here and back up on myself, there's a guy stood at the top of the staircase, and I looked around the edge there, and I remembered where certain enemies are, where certain things are happening. So yeah, I'm getting back into that. I keep flip flopping. Like, my initial thought is I need to do this now to get to the DLC, and then there's parts of me going, do I need to see the DLC? I've played 165 hours of this game now. Do I need to play any more Elden Ring? So parts of me
Of course you will.
I have like a wavering doubt in my mind going, I think I've had my fill. I don't need to play anymore. And then, like I say, by the time the DLC rolls around and I'll start listening to coverage of it and seeing coverage of it, I'll be like, oh god damn it! So I'm probably better just cracking on with it and just working my way through, like just mainlining it and just getting the main bits done
I
instead
don't
of
like
wandering around.
when DLC is in the game. Do you know what I mean? Where you have to get to a certain point in the game,
Well, like,
then you can open it.
It wouldn't have been an issue if I hadn't have restarted the game on New Game Plus. If I'd have just kept my save as a regular save, because at the end of the game you just get kicked back out into the world, and then I think I just got antsy to like going, I don't know what to do now, and I was like, oh, let's just do New Game Plus then, sod it. And then
when it doesn't keep your other save,
your
regular save.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
I'd have to look into that. I'm not certain it does. Because it's you just pretty much just click on save game. I think you just have one save file sort of thing. I don't think you have like multiple. I might be wrong. Someone correct me if I am wrong. But yeah, I don't know. So now I'm on like a mad dash to get.
You'll have your fill by the time you got to where you need
Well,
to
the
be.
problem is that also because it's New Game Plus, everything's harder anyway.
Oh yeah, you don't want to go
enemies are more
DLC.
difficult, and I feel like the DLC is going to just stick it to me straight away and go, yeah, level 300, mate. You need to be 500. I was like, oh damn it.
You should look if your old save is there, because
I don't
seems a
think
bit
it is,
mean.
because it's not like a case of like, when you click save game, it just goes boom, saved. It doesn't say like pick a slot or anything. It just saves. So it just overwrites the old one. I don't think it's not really the sort of game where
no.
It's not really the sort of game where that is an option.
Can you not start a new game without being on
I mean,
New
I
Game
could
Plus?
start a new game, but at that point, I would then have an empty map, no items, no gear. At this point, it's probably just worth me pushing through with everything that I've got and just hoping that I can, because I've only got to get so far to to Moog. Now, if people know Moog, he is an optional boss, so it's not like a mandatory boss that I've got to get to. He's an optional boss that I've got to beat to get to the DLC. So I've just got to figure out a way to get to the area where he is. So I might be able to skip a lot of the things anyway.
What, so you've got to do an optional boss to do the DLC?
Yes.
That.
Is an optional boss from the main game. You didn't have to do him in that game, but a lot of people did. And yeah, and from there you'll get teleported to the new area. In the
Fair
DLC, yeah.
enough.
So yeah, like I say, I don't think I have to do everything into the DLC. I just have to figure out how to get to that little district and fight that boss, and I'm set. Because like I say, most items I've got most items, most things I've got now. So I don't. It's not like as if I need certain things anymore. I could just do with I could just do with more upgrade materials at this point, because I've still got my like wizard staff sort of thing just for my magic purposes, but I've also got a sword now, so I need to upgrade my sword at some point. I think my staff is like plus 25, and I think my sword's only plus 10, so I need to work that one out as well at some point. So yeah, you might hear a bit more Elden Ring stuff over the coming weeks. We'll get some progress, see if I've got there. And there's the other thing is it is broke my brain. I spent about half an hour trying to figure out how to play the game, because I've been playing lots of Ghost of Tsushima. And I'm onto Act 2 now.
Okay.
I've rescued my uncle from Castle Canada, and yeah, that's where I've left off for that in a minute. But the control scheme is just nothing. Dark Souls, Souls likes aren't. They're not the most easy to get to grips with it anyway. But then while trying to do two kind of third person sword games, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've gone to sprint.
Yeah.
And it's not. I just end up crouching, because you push the left stick in an Elden Ring and you just crouch down. And you're like, damn it! I'm trying to run away from things and end up crouching in front of enemies. It's not fun. It's not fun, that bit. Yeah, so I've done that a few times now. So I've played some more Ghost of Tsushima. I'll continue to. That's my game that'll just tick over in the background now forever. Now, just slowly, just play bits and pieces when I want to chill out. I've played more Apex Legends, because I'm only playing Fortnite once or twice a week now. And I've been playing more Apex Legends. I've been getting used to more guns that I just don't know half the weapons anymore. It seems okay. Seems good. Seems to be. I'm getting my feet again with it. I'm doing all right. Because like I say, I'm trying to avoid Fortnite at the minute. I've played a little bit of X Defiant, which is a Ubisoft free-to-play game, which is akin to old school Call of Duty, except for the fact where you pick a character at the start of the game, similarly to something like Overwatch, but where you kind of just pick a clan sort of thing, or like a team, and each team is from a different game. So you have the Cleaners, is it, from the Division? That's a faction in there, so you could be a one of the Cleaners, and they have flamethrowers, I think, as their ultimate.
Yeah.
They have a flamethrower. You have a team from Far Cry 6, which have like healing properties. Their abilities. They have healing abilities for whatever reason. I can't remember why it is. You have a team from a Tom Clancy Ghost Recon game, which was a mobile game, I want to say.
Okay.
and you have a team from Splinter Cell, which have like cloaking abilities. So you can go invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then you go into like a 5v5 game of like, it's not team deathmatch because they're all there's multiple game modes, and there's one that's like hold, capture the points, hold the points. There's one like an Overwatch game mode where you have to push the points and make the objectives, push them around the map, sort of thing. And there's one that's similar to like Kill Confirmed, I want to say. It's sort of like Kill Confirmed, but it's more like a bounty level where so I think there's one person on each team has a bounty, and you've got to protect them. And if you kill your bounty, you can collect the bounty. You get points for doing that or something or other. Yeah, for what it was, it seemed all right. It seemed all right for what it was. For a free-to-play game, it seemed okay. I don't know how much legs it'll have in it. I know during the Ubisoft conference they announced a team from Rainbow Six Siege, I think I want to say, and a new maps and game modes coming out for it. So there's new stuff coming for it, but I don't know how much legs it'll have on it when it comes to when the next Call of Duty comes out.
Yeah.
As soon as Black Ops 6 comes out, I feel like everyone's just going to drop off of this and just move on to Call of Duty, especially when it's on Game Pass as well this time. So
They're on number 6 already. Like I remember the first one. It's mad that it's on 6 now.
Yeah, they're moving from.
Yeah.
It'd be similar with Modern Warfare if they didn't reboot them and then they rebooted for the free again, haven't they? They've rebooted 1, 2, and 3 now of Modern Warfare, so they've done them now. So they'd be on 6 of that if they hadn't rebooted.
Come back, yeah.
So yeah, so there's plenty of stuff to get on with now. Let's say we are going into a barren season of games where it's suddenly going to be a little quieter. There's still going to be stuff coming out here and there, and I'm sure we'll pick up on it at some point. But now, like I say, I've got Alan Wake DLC, Elden Ring DLC, and obviously my forever games that are playing multiplayer. Hopefully Fortnite gets better. I think they've been slightly tweaking Fortnite to make it more amenable. I think there's been a lot of complaints about it.
Yeah.
So they've been slightly lowering the damage on all the car combat weapons and stuff like that. So if just take them away, it'd be a lot easier. So yeah, other than that, I think that's it. I don't think I've played anything else. Unless you count Marvel Snap, which I do play every day for 1 game a day. That's about it, really. Yeah.
Well, in that case, we'll wrap things up there then, boys and girls. If you would like to hassle us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
You can find me at RB6K.
I miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
And, well, these two. Me and Anna won't see you next week. The others will see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks. Bye-bye.